Okay, guys. We stop at which part? Internet connection is unstable. Aduh. Bawahnya. Example 6. Okay. Okay, class, can you hear me? Am I back?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so all right. So this example 6 is actually refer to the last formula for interval estimator. All right. Again.
Doctor 5, Doctor.
Yes. Example 5 or 6?
5.
Oh, 5. Okay. Okay. So, all right. Let's see the example 5. All right. Example 5. They give you the two value. The value of sample size is 2, sample mean is 2, and sample standard deviation is also 2. Okay. All right. They give you the sample size is 2, sample mean 2, sample standard deviation is also 2. That is man and woman. Right. Let's see the questions. Compare the average daily intake of dairy product of man and woman. So the first keyword here is compare. So when we talk about compare or comparison, that must be at least two groups, all right, or two sample. That is men and, in this question they give you sample of men and women, right? Compare the average daily intake. Again, the second keyword here is average. So when we talk about average, it must refer to population mean, mu, or sample mean, S bar. Okay. The average daily intake of dairy product of men and women using a 95% confident interval. And the third keyword here, they give you the value of confidence interval. So when they give you the value of confidence intervals, so it must refer to interval estimator. So, but how do we know that interval what type of interval estimator? We have 5, isn't it? 5 conditions. All right, we have 5 conditions. Sorry, we have 4 conditions. All right. So how do we know that which one? All right. First, see the average. Compare the average. So when we talk about average, so it refers to sample population or sample mean. All right. So it must refer to only this one, mu. Refer to this one. All right, this one mu. So it either mu or mu1 minus mu2. So how do we know that either mu or mu1 minus mu2? So again, they give you the first clue is comparison, compare, and then the question also want you to compare the two groups, the sample of men and women. So it refer to these types of interval estimator. So what is the formula for this type of estimator, interval estimator? So this is the formula: X bar 1 minus x bar 2 plus minus z, the critical value, alpha divided by 2. All right, square root, the standard deviation plus standard deviation 2 divided by the sample size, n. Okay, so how to get the critical value? You can calculate like I showed you before, or if you cannot follow how to get the critical value that I showed you before, so don't worry. As I said, I have provided you a short video on how to calculate or to get the critical value. So the critical value here is 1.96. Okay, and then when you convert all the value, so how do you know that which one is for sample mean 1, which one is sample mean 2? All right, you need to really careful to read the questions. All right, but for these questions, it is straightforward. It give you the first one is man, and the second one is woman. So the man is referred to sample size 1, and woman is sample size 2, x2. So you just convert into the formula, but some of the question may be a bit tricky, so you need to read carefully which one is sample size 1, which one is sample size 2. Okay, which one? Okay, so when you convert all the value here, again, when you want to calculate the value, you need to calculate separately. First this one, and then this is the second calculation. Okay, and then you will get 756 minus 762, get negative 6, and then plus minus 1.96 square root 35 divided by 50 times plus 30 divided 50, you will get 12.78. But this is not the end because it is referred to point estimator. So the last answer should be the sample mean for men. The sample mean for men and women is in between negative 18.78 and 6.78. Where did you get negative 18.78? It is negative 6 plus 12.78. And then negative 6 minus 12.78, then you will get 6.78. All right, so you can try after this at home. Okay, so this is example 5. Okay. Right, look at the final example, the last example. Actually, this example is referred to the last formula, the fourth formula for interval estimator. All right, again, the questions straightforward give you the two groups, the value for two groups, sample size for two groups, and the S also, the S value also for two groups. Right, and then the question also asks about the comparison, compare the proportions, but this time the questions asks you to compare the proportion, not compare the mean or compare the average. If the question asks you compare the mean or compare the average, it must refer to sample mean or population mean. But now the question asks you to compare the proportion, so it refers to P and P hat. P and P hat. So compare the proportion of male and female college students who said that they had played on a soccer team during their K-12 years using a 99% confidence interval. Again, they give you the value of confidence interval, so it must refer to interval estimator, and then they give you also the comparison. About comparison, they talk about comparison to groups, so it must refer to either formula 3 or 4, and then they talk about proportions, so it must refer to the formula P P1 minus P2 interval formula, interval estimator formula, P1, P2. So if you refer back to the previous slide for the fourth formula for interval estimator, so it is P hat 1 minus P hat 2 plus minus Z, the critical value alpha, divided by 2 square root P hat times by Q hat. All right. So how to get the critical value? You will try after this how to calculate the critical value. All right. And for the critical value, you will get 2.575. All right. And then you convert all the value, the P hat 1 minus P hat 2. Again, if you refer to the formula, to get the value of P or P hat, P or P hat is equal to X divided by N. So here X is, X for male is 65, X for female is 39, and divided by the value sample size N is 80 and 70. So this is 65 divided by 80 is X divided by N for male, and 39 divided by 70 is X divided by N for female. And then plus minus, you insert all the value of the critical values to 2.575, and also P hat is 0.81, and Q hat, how to get Q hat? 1 minus P hat, then you will get 0.19 plus 0.56 times 0.44. Right, again, you need to calculate separately. This one first, the value of P, and then this is the second calculation. Okay, and then you will get 65 divide 80 minus 39 divide 70, you will get 0.26 plus minus 0.19. So 0.26 plus 0.19, you will get 0.45, and 0.26 minus 0.19, you will get 0.07. So the interval estimator for sample proportion of male and female is in between 0.07 and 0.45. Okay. All right, so that's all for today lesson. It's about estimations. There are two types of estimation, that is point estimator and interval estimator. All right, so this is the key concept for point estimator, or the key point for point estimator, and some of the examples. All right, the example only give you for this one, for the first and the second. The second formula for point estimator, first and second formula for point estimator only, because the third and the fourth is not in your, it's not in your not in your syllabus. Okay. All right, this is the example. This is the example. And then for point and then for interval estimator. Okay, for interval estimator. So this is the formula for interval estimator. It's okay, you can try at home. If you not understand, you can ask me. And then for critical value, you can refer to the short video that I have provided to you. I will attach all these notes and the short video in Putra Blast. You can refer to Putra Blast. And actually, I have recorded this this video and the previous class also, and I have tried to upload in YouTube for the class, for the previous class, the online class, but I don't know why. I tried a few times, but it cannot attach. Maybe due to my poor internet connection, but I will try again. If I can't, if the process is success and I can upload the video in YouTube, I will let you know. But for now, you can refer to the notes and all the short videos that I have provided to you in Putra Blast. Okay, and if you, for example, if you realize in these notes, some of the notes I also put the extra notes at the below of the notes, like this one, a margin of error. What is the margin of error? Okay, so you can refer to that. So okay, class, you have any questions?